All right, so we're going to ask you a series of questions. Some will be scenario-based, while others will just be kind of straight-up answers. We'll take turns, Lindsay and I, and here we go.
All right. Did you want my resume before?
Sure, I'll take it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, very nice.
Wow.
So, okay, Micah, so how did you hear about Year Up, and what were you doing before Year Up, and what made you decide to join Year Up?
Oh, nice. I was attending school part-time, and I was working full-time before Europe. I went to Cal State East Bay in Hayward, and I was working at 24 Hour Fitness in Oakland as a sales advisor. That's what I was doing, and until one of my friends came in who attended the program, Europe, she told me about the program and what it does, and she asked me one question: do you like technology? I was like, I'm all over technology with my phone, with my Xbox, and so on. So yeah, I like technology. And she gave me her card. She works at Salesforce. She gave me her card, and she goes, here, go to this website, apply, and just look for like an informational interview, and then find out a lot about it. So I did my research, and it made sense to me. And I was like, you know what, I will apply and see how it goes. I applied, I got called in, and I got an overview by Sol, and he was very inspirational.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm definitely doing this. My mind's set, I'm going to do this.
Great. And the rest is history.
And the rest is history.
Great. And so you have a knack and you really like technology. So what specifically do you see yourself, if you had a goal, Mecca, to be in technology, where would you like to see yourself going?
I have two places in mind. I can see myself working as an IT professional, just simply because I like doing try and error, to try see if this will fix my problem and so on. But at the same time, IT also has a portion of like sitting down and answering questions, which isn't more of me. I just like getting my hands on it and doing the dirty work. And at the same time, the project coordination of technology is one part I also like doing. I like planning stuff. I like playing with Excel. And once we had our Excel class in here, I was very, very excited because I was with the trainees who knew a lot more about Excel than my other colleagues, and I helped out as I could, and I wanted to learn more about Excel. And I asked my our instructor Melody how I can get more, and she actually had a lot more Excel worksheets to work on in her class.
All right.
So, I'd just like to hear a little bit about one of your biggest challenges or growth areas during learning and development. What did you do to overcome this challenge, and what will you specifically do in the future to ensure that you're successful in this area in internship?
When I remember the very first assignment we had. So when I got in the program, I was just we had an all week where we just got to know everyone and so on. And then the second week was we got into our tech classes, and I wasn't familiar with what this program was all about. And I remember in Jesus' class in hardware, the very first assignment we had was to open the computer and to put it back together. And I was just like, what? What are you going to do when we open it up? He goes, open it up, take everything apart, take out the hardware, take out the optical drives, take out the fan, and put it all together. And I was like, okay. So we worked as a team. So we had 3 groups of people, and we basically took notes on what we took out and where we took stuff out, so we can be able to put things back together. So once you give us that assignment, I wasn't sure. I wasn't used to that kind of task. So it was a conflict at the time, but talking together with my group, we were able to figure out a good way to, solve that problem, and which was to record ourselves and to take notes and to find out a good place to put it back.
Great. Are those some strategies that you might take with you on internship? Maybe how would you use those strategies?
I can take that as internship. So taking great use of my resources. So like getting in contact with colleagues, asking questions, working together with other colleagues to get the tax done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Shifting gears just a little bit, you talked a little bit about your interest in IT and in project coordination a little bit earlier, but I would love to hear a little bit more about what you think makes you a strong candidate for one of those tracks.
Oh, yeah. I feel like when they say communication is key, I think communication is really key, because if you can do certain things, but you aren't able to communicate to others how you did that thing, or inform them how to do that thing, then it's kind of, in a way, it's kind of will be pointless. So my strongest attribute will be communicating, being able to communicate well, describe, hey, this is what I did, and this is how I did it. Being able to communicate well is one of my strongest attributes.
Thank you.
Okay, so tell us about a time when you maybe missed a deadline. What things did you fail to do, and what were the repercussions, and what did you learn?
Oh man. At my old job at 24 Hour Fitness, I started as a service rep, and I moved up twice to a sales advisor, and I moved up to a sales advisor lead. My first week working as a sales advisor, I wasn't really familiar with keeping up with my quota. I had every week we had a quota to reach, and we had a quota, and I didn't know how to go about it. I mean, I got a little sense from my managers and so on, and the quota was to reach a certain amount of sale by the end of the week. I was working on a Friday, and a family came in, a family of, I think, like 3 or 2. They came in to buy a membership. I grabbed them, showed them around. I gave them a tour of everything, and I was like, you guys like what you see? And they were like, yeah. I was like, well, let's go talk some numbers, okay? So we went back to the table, talked some numbers. I said, hey, this is what you have to put down now. This is what you'll be paying monthly. Is that okay? And they said, yeah. So we come to the payment screen, and they wanted to pay with cash. And I was like, no way. We don't take cash. We stopped taking cash 2 years ago. We do everything through debit and credit now. So I told them, hey, we can't take cash to process your payment. And the family told me, well, all we have is cash. But at the same time, I can also override it. I just have to contact my manager and so on. So I contacted my manager, and I asked him, I said, hey, there's a family here. They are really interested in buying this membership and, get their fit life going on, and I want to hit my quota, but they want to pay with cash, and they don't have a debit card. And my manager was like, you know the protocol. You cannot, take a cash payment, but it's on you. You make the best decision and figure it out. So I was like, man, okay. So I went back to the family, and I was like, here's what you're gonna do. Here's a way to override this. I told him to go to like a store and purchase a gift card so I can put it on file. So then I can take their cash payment. And then I was like, okay, they'll be back. So they came back, and they, put the gift card on file, and I took the cash payment. And then the next day, I was able to hit my quota, and I was able to give that family a gym membership as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very good.
I'll do that. So I would love to hear about one of your greatest accomplishments at UREP so far.
Greatest accomplishment? Yes, actually, I like that question. One of my greatest accomplishments at UREP so far is being so dedicated. I have been able to achieve so far no infractions. I came in with the mindset of not getting any infractions whatsoever, and so far I have just been on time. And I mean, I know infractions is a learning thing. You know, you get it, you learn from it, and you know, right now would be the best time to learn from a mistake. At the same time, I feel like, you know, holding yourself to that high standard and hold yourself to a very high accountability is also a good factor, and I can take that into an internship.
Great.
Wonderful. Congratulations. That's a huge achievement.
Thank you.
So I just have one question, Mecca, that's not on the papers, it's not on anything that you guys have studied. If I asked you your definition of happiness, what would that be?
My definition of happiness. I think my definition of happiness is waking up every morning and loving what you do. Being able to wake up in the morning and smile and say, oh, I'm going to Europe, or I'm going to Salesforce to do what I like to do, and not have a hassle, not having a hassle about it. Because, you know, I'm entering into the workforce. You know, you don't wanna be doing something you don't like, you know. And if you're doing something you don't like, that ruins your day every day, and you're just not gonna end up in a good place. So I think whatever you do, it can relate to work. Some people don't work. It can relate to, you know, just relaxing, family, whatever you do. I feel like if you wake up every morning and you love what you do, that's the definition of happiness.
Great, very good. So just one tech scenario.